There we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. This is the second cut. Apparently, the first time I went on a tyrant. Anyway, I've been out of the picture. Back in February, maybe the beginning of February, I started having hip troubles. Took me a month to get that straightened out. I mean, I took me a month to straighten it out. I guess I should have relied more on AI than the medical staff in this city, because they're like the police, they're useless, for most part. Especially if you don't have a family doctor. Anyway, I got that all straightened out, everything is good. And then, well, I guess I had a brain fart. I broke my wrist. Yeah. And of course, they didn't help. They reset my arm. You see the bruises all over the place. Apparently, that's a part of it. When they reset your arm, you get bruised right from the nipples down. I called a number of people, and they all said the same thing. It's normal. I asked other doctors, it's normal. Apparently you get bruised real bad when they reset your wrist. So if you ever break your wrist, be prepared for the pain. I'm 58 years old, and I've never had that kind of pain before in my life. I have been switched. You know, the old switch cut off the tree, peeled. I've been switched. I've been beat with a belt. I've been beat with a wooden spoon. You know, compliments of the government. Don't get me wrong. I grew up in foster care. Compliments of the government. Department of Social Services, the ones that protects children. They don't like it when you say it to them today. They say, Mr. Gamblin, don't swear so much. And when you look at it and say, well, it's the product of my upbringing, and you guys were it. Oh, they don't like that. No Department of Social Services likes that. Anyway. Yeah, and to continue on. Well, I have smoked like a trooper for 50 some years. Well, I found out yesterday I have COPD. So, one puffer, two puffer. And just to show you, I'm not showing you the same box twice, look, see? Whoopsie daisy. And another, a funny contraption puffer. Apparently I gotta inject pills in that one. Put them in and then do whatever. And they gave me this little thing. I thought it was something for over the end of my penis the first time I seen it. But apparently it's called a arrow chamber. Yeah. Now that's not even the best of it. They did a bunch of blood tests on me in Ormocto yesterday. While I was there getting diagnosed for my COPD. And the doctor come over, he says, John, you do drugs? I said, no. I said, the only drugs I do is what's prescribed. And I listed my pills off. He says, you sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. I said, I don't even smoke marijuana. I said, the stuff smells like a skunk's ass. And that's true. I hate the smell of marijuana. It does. It smells like fucking skunk. You ever run over a skunk and had that smell all through your car? That's what marijuana smells like. Why people want to smoke is more than I know. But anyway. And I couldn't figure out why he asked. Then he came back. He says, your blood work's not back. I said, okay. He said, I'm going to go read your x-rays and everything. He said, I'm going to do it all at once and give you the final report. So, apparently, I have a blood infection. That's running through my system, my blood, and it's interfering with it's causing my COPD and that to act up. It's causing other things to go on in my system. If you can tell, my face is a little disfigured. So anyway, these pills are for 5 days. He's really giving it an arse kicking, if that's a nice way to say it. These little ones here, there's 5 of them. I got to take 1 a day. They're 50 milligrams each. These little Greek capsules, I got to take 2 a day. And they're 100 milligrams each. And they're for 5 days. He's giving it a rapid, hard dose. Now, I'll tell you what happened 2 weeks ago. I'm going to say 2 weeks ago. I helped clean out an apartment. Like when I say helped clean out, I was there from the time the sheriff showed up and did their thing, right through to the end of it. After they left, the Fredericton police were there, the drug squad was there, and took out a shitload of drugs that was left. I went in and helped clean the furniture and that out, and all the other crap that had to go to the dump. And of course, the city police said they took all the needles. Well, guess what? They didn't. We found more and more. And you try to be as careful as you can. I don't think I got poked. There's a distinct possibility I got poked and don't realize it, because I've known I've cut myself 100 times. And I get home and I see dry blood on my, I think I cut myself, because there's dry blood on my arm or on my hand or something like that. So, anyway, yeah. So I got all kinds of things going on. So I have had 6 trips to the Fredericton Hospital and the Oromocto Hospital, 1 by ambulance. That was quite a jolly ride. Woohoo! $130 going to take an ambulance to the hospital and get inhalers pumped into you. Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. I'm not criticizing the paramedics in this city. God knows they got a bad enough time now. It's not up to me to criticize them. And I'm not going to. I think the ones that I dealt with the other night were very professional, very good. Very nice guy. The lady that was driving was a very nice person. To put up with me, you have to be special. So, yeah. So anyway, they're good people. They're just underpaid. And the law sort of screws them over. Well, you know, you drive an ambulance, but, you know, you can run that lights and sirens, but you can't go fast. You got to do the speed limit. Oh, you can drive that fire truck, but you can't go fast. You got to do the speed limit. Run the lights and sirens. That just gets people. But the city police, oh, they go by here so darn fast that it's just a quick flash of the lights. Like if someone ran out, like say there was a kid out playing that ran out in the street, that cop would cremate that kid. There would be nothing left. There'd be brain matter and body parts scattered for miles. Like they went by here the other night at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was just whoop, and that cop was out of sight. He had been going 150 when he went by here. There's no reason for the Fredericton Police, the RCMP, or any other dickwad force in this country to drive that damn fast through a residential area. And Fredericton is a residential area. I don't care what part you're in. Pretty well every building on Union Street has kids in it. Of some form, be it young kids, teenagers, maybe both. For them to drive Union Street that time of the day, that fast, I don't care what time of the day or night it is, they shouldn't be allowed to. The law should apply to them too. You can drive this speed and run your lights and sirens. That's it. But they're allowed to do whatever they want. Smoke marijuana while they're at work, do drugs while they're at work. That's what I told the cop when they cleaned the drugs out of the apartment I was working at. I said, you got to keep that. Good for your Christmas party. I said, I'm sure your fellow officers would appreciate that. They didn't like that comment, but listen, I'm not stupid. They're human. They drink, they do drugs, just like most other humans. Maybe they do both. So, anyway, on that note, that's where I've been. That's why I've been hiding. So, that's why my mouth has been quiet. Now you know the rest of the story. And I gotta stand up, shut the camera off because my camera person left. she decided to go on a coughing frenzy because her asthma is acting up, and she's left. So, yeah.